For more on this development, we have the Executive Director, True Talk Nigeria, Za'aya, who joins us live from Abuja studio. Good to have you join us.
Thanks for having me.
Let me start by getting your thoughts on the post-election conflict we're now seeing in the PDP.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. The post-election conflict, basically, I feel it was already cooking. It was cooking even before the elections. So what is playing out now is just the aftermath of what was cooking during or before and during the elections. So it's more like what we are saying now in Benue. It's payback time. You've done this, you've done that, so let's play dirty.
But do you think that perhaps, like you said it's been cooking for a while, and we've seen how this has been playing out from the primaries, presidential primaries of the PDP. Do you think that perhaps this has any role to play in the outcome of the election in Benue, where the gubernatorial candidate of the APC, or the PDP lost, and that of the APC won? We also know that Governor Samuel Otom also did not failed in his attempt to clinch a senatorial seat.
Yeah, I think from the presidential election, being it that Iyorchia was meant to step down once a presidential candidate emerges from the north part of the country. But he didn't do that. So there has been so much bitterness between party people, that's the PDP. There's been so much boiling, cooking, and waiting for him. The party people expected him to step down honorably, but he didn't do that. And I feel that affected their outing in Benue in terms of them not winning the presidential election, and then in other way, affecting Governor Otom too.
And there are those who believe that perhaps the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar should have made that decision earlier enough. That maybe, if he had made a decision, it could have bettered his outcome in this particular election. But we see that his camp, or his side of the PDP continues to stand and stick with Ayu. Do you think that perhaps, it is time for them to make that decision as to whether to keep him or to let him go?
Yeah, I agree with you completely, because I feel like, okay, when you make an agreement or when you said you are going to do something publicly, and if it's time, you should keep to your promise. I feel like Iyorchia made a promise that I'm going to step down once a presidential candidate emerges from the north. So I expected that the Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, would have called him to order that, okay, you said this, and then this is the right thing to do. But in other ways, they stood by him. They kept on pushing throughout the campaign trails down to the election. So I feel this is the right time to get it done. They should ask him to step down honorably and face whatever he wants to do.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Executive Director, True Talk Nigeria, Za'aya.
Thanks for having me.